Okay. Hello, everyone. We are back with another episode of the Nursery, and I went ahead and got a little camera setup going, so I don't know. It adds more personality to it, I think. So, anyways, let's hop right in and see what we have going on this week. So, this is the end of the Latias events, and I'll kind of show you the progress that we made and kind of talk about our plans for the following weeks. So, as you can see, I haven't really collected them much today. It's about 11:30 in the morning. This week, we are running a couple of skill specialists in order to take advantage of those boosts. Um, this week, for berries, we had normal berry, flying berry, and water berry. So, to take advantage of that, we have a Psyduck here, two EVs, and a Pikachu, our starter Pikachu. Oh, and a nice morning charge string proc. That's what they're called. My bag is not big enough for all the procs we've been getting from Eevee, thanks to the 1.25 multiplier, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and do our sleep session first, and then we'll kind of look at the Pokemon we've caught over the last, 2 weeks. 2 weeks or so. So, last night, did I run an incense? I don't remember. But we got our full sleep session, and snoozing, perhaps. Yeah, definitely snoozing. It's a new account, so the balances are much different than what my main account would look like. And relatively good strength for it being like a 3-4 week old account. Granted, we did start with 400,000 almost, thanks to the second week of the Latias events. So pulling in 4-star, a couple 2-stars, and then a few 1-stars. This was the last night of the new moon event, so I believe there's a chance for a shiny, but I'm not really gambling on those, right? It's pretty low. Okay. Wow, Bonsley, yay. But we are happy to see new sleep styles. Oh, Heracross and Mew. Awesome. So this account started right. Oh, Togekiss. So if you don't know, my favorite Pokemon is Togekiss. You can kind of see here, I have a couple of my plushies lined up here. You can't really see Ditto. Ditto's also up there, but yeah, also the Pikachu hat is new. Yeah, so we're really happy to see these new sleep styles. I made a mistake last week when I said by the end of the event we should have 60% area bonus, forgetting that your area bonus is capped at different milestones. So currently we're at 30%, and we did have to actually transfer some area bonus with an easy travel ticket to Top Hollow to avoid hitting the 35% and wasting 10%. Oh, we like to see 32 downs though. Oh, a pretty good amount honestly for a pretty baby account. Yeah. So this is our haul today. Let's see who is hungry, if anyone. We did not end up running a good camp ticket on this account because we couldn't really take good advantage of it. I did end up getting one of the bundles with some of the free diamonds, but I think that was mostly for the biscuits is why we did it. That good camp ticket, we might just save it for an anniversary event. Igglybuff. A sense of trust from you. We're not really going to aim to go after Mew because we can't use it on this account. It is a fully evolved / doesn't evolve Pokemon. So today we might just catch the rat. Oh, Wooper. Nothing here really screams to me. Okay, you know what? We're just going to catch the Igglybuff because we are in need of a healer on this account. And although we can't evolve it fully into a Wigglytuff, perhaps, if it's a God roll, it might find some use in this account. Anyone else? I think we will hold on to the biscuits for now. I feel like with free-to-play accounts, you kind of have to play it a bit slow. A lot of the time, you won't catch something every day, but every 2 to 3 days is a pretty decent average, I'd say. Who will we send out, though? I think... Honestly, a lot of people have been investing Heracross recently. Mew is great, but you're probably getting a lot of other Mew candy from your friends. And it'll be here every month, so why don't we go ahead and do Heracross today. We do like to see these candies. I have been honestly not too stringent with my candies this early on. Just trying to get people up to like level 10, level 20, just to get those extra boosts has been my priority. So Great Biscuit, Helper Whistle, and then the medium size Dream Shards. Yeah, that's what they're called. So pretty good haul, all things considered. Oh, yeah, let's take a look at this Igloo buff. I'm not expecting much, to be honest. Impish, I don't believe that's great. Might be ingredients down and XP up. It's... Oh, energy up. It's not bad, but that's not good either, so it probably won't find use. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. So anyways, let's go ahead and feed breakfast, and then I'll kind of go over last week's catches. Come on. Phone's a little old, so if you see it kind of slowing down at some points, that's probably what that is. So as for breakfast, given that we've gotten so many ingredients from Eevee this week, we've been able to do a bunch of different types of breakfast. Doesn't matter a ton what we cook right now. Let's go ahead and do the hearty cheeseburger curry. Delicious. And yeah, we have so much stuff. We're just going to start throwing things in. We're not really using the chocolate cocoa this week, nor the ginger. So those are the first for me to go. First to go. There we go. And it's Sunday, so higher odds for crits. I wouldn't be too mad at a crit either. Okay. It is what it is. That's the only way I can like not get angry whenever I miss a crit, especially with like 70%. I just have to like shrug and be like, the chances are against me, so you can't be too mad. Same with like when you throw a biscuit at a Pokemon or you're wanting to be hungry and it's not, you're like, I can get upset, but there's no point. One day, eventually, it will be hungry or it will crits. So, let me fix my hat. So yeah, this hat actually, I was up in the city maybe a year or two ago, and I saw this in the secondhand store, and I was like, ooh, that's an instant cop. And it was like 500 yen, so it was really cheap. So I bought it, I brought it home, went ahead and washed it just because I don't know whose head has been in here. And I don't get a chance to wear it too often, but I think I might start wearing it for these videos because I think it's funny. Maybe on like Halloween or something, I'll walk around with it just for fun. But I don't want the reputation of like, oh, there goes Pokemon guy. Because I'll be like, oh, that's not my name. Please don't call me that. Okay, so we're able to go and collect all these ingredients from our Eevees now. And our bag's filled up already. With a lot of the spare diamonds we did get, we ended up upgrading our bag a couple times. And even then, it's not really able to keep up with the +5 skill level on Eevee. So, okay, we got our cooks out of the way for this week. We're actually able to do all of the missions, which I was a little surprised on. But since they start just so high level, I guess even free-to-play players, not free-to-play, early account havers are able to kind of still do all of them as long as they're cooking the meals consistently. Yeah, so you can see we got that medium one last week with our early diamonds. And then... Okay. You can see you can hear the offense in my voice. Yeah, so this is getting pretty full too, but we are running out of so many things. So we're just going to spend one of these clusters. I'm not... Is it inefficient? Yeah, sure, but I don't care too much. Okay, you know what? We'll do that later. That makes me feel like we're gonna get 3 Poke Biscuits, because that's the only thing that would block it. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm actually gonna check what it is, because now I'm curious. Because if it's just one... Oh, you know what? I only dropped 1 item, and it was 2 over, so that's why. Okay. Let me just drop 2 more. This riveting gameplay you can see here. Hopefully, can you see this? I wasn't sure if that's in the way. I'm doing too many things at once. I have like no idea what I'm doing. Riveting. Okay. Our daily gift. Poke Biscuit. Okay, so that's one Poke Biscuit, but I wouldn't say no to that. Yeah, we're already at 10 minutes. I can see why a lot of people complain about, like, there's so many loading screens and things going on, because it's like, I feel like half the video has just been loading screens so far, but it is what it is. So, here's our Mons, you can kind of see. I believe last time we left off was on Shuppet, so I'll kind of quickly go through each of these guys. And you'll already be able to tell the ones that I thought were really interesting, because they'll have a star or name. This Psyduck, I used it a little bit because it did have a +5 skill level, so that was bringing it to level 6, and the extra berry and extra ingredients. So it was decent, even with main skill chance down. It was proccing a decent amount. It's still on the team at this moment, I believe. This Magnemite did not have too much going on. It did have helping bonus, but that's about it, so this is Candy. I'm going to keep it moving. This Bulbasaur, ABA. Bold. Shout out to the Bold Boulders. Not amazing, right? I should probably start up here so you can see everything. This Mareep, AAB, I believe. I believe it only has 2 ingredients. Decent sub-skills, although it wants more skill trigger, but the nature is not great. So this will also find its place in the candy bin. Caterpie. We actually have a really good Metapod already, so we would need something with Berry Finding S, Helping Bonus, or Helping Speed M to really justify getting another Metapod. Eevee here. This is one of the EVs we were using this week just because it had Helping Speed early. Even with Speed of Help down, I believe the Helping Speed is slightly higher. I don't remember which one's slightly higher. It might be the other way around. It might be Speed of Help is slightly weakens it more than Helping Speed balances, but either way, it wasn't bad for this week. Bulbasaur, A, B, C, ingredient finding pretty early on, but a pretty so-so nature given it's not a skill specialist. Also Candy. Togepi, as I mentioned before, Togepi is one of my favorite Pokemon. You can actually see there's another Togepi there too. So I have all the plushies of the guys I like. Togepi, this one has double trigger, so who knows, if we want some randomness action we can take this up to Togetic. But that will probably be like a later game invest. Oh, Shiny Jigglypuff. We caught this sometime last week, yeah, on the 12th. Today's currently the 19th on my end. It does have skill trigger at 25 and some speed from its nature, but otherwise not good enough for what we need. Rattata. Rattata helping speed M. I was using it pretty early on before I realized that Eevee with the event bonuses is functionally doing the same thing but slightly better. So this might get some basic use if it's Person Berry early on. But long term, probably not going to be useful. Same with this Vulpix. This Vulpix has decent helping speed early on with double speed. If when we end up at Top Hollow, this might get some early use just because it is a berry specialist. We'll probably bring it up to level 10 just so we can use it. Larvitar, ABB, has ingredient finding at 25 and XP up to balance the fact that it is pseudo-legendary. If we need Ginger early on, might use it, but afterwards, probably not. ABA Charmander, nothing going for it, just some sausages. I believe we do have a Charmeleon somewhere that has BFS, so that's kind of our also early berry finder. Now Stu Pickle's here, you can tell he has a star, he has a name, he's probably pretty decent, right? Skill Trigger S, Skill Trigger M, Impish Nature. Not bad. I don't know how much use a Pot Finder will have on this account, but we'll probably end up using this guy at some point. We can take him up to Magneton and, expend the pot when needed. It won't be as good as a Magnezone, obviously, because it'll be slower, but who knows. On some Skill Plus weeks, it might also be beneficial. AAB Bulbasaur here, with an Impish Nature. Woo, my favorite. Honestly, I hate Impish more than I hate Bold. I think Bold's just funny at the very least. Impish is just like, come on, man. The sub-skills are okay, but the ingredient finding is too late. Also, not really the list I would want at this point. So, filler. Mareep. ABA Mareep. It is a slight discount option with skill trigger M. So potentially this could go up to 25 in Flaffy. But at only level 4 as a Flaffy, I don't see... It might be better than some other stuff early on, but afterwards it would fall off pretty quickly because I would not be willing to invest it all the way up to level 7 or 8. This is the other EV I think we've been using this week. This one does have BFS at 25, but like nothing else is really going on, so I just found some use this week, and it might... No, I don't think it'll get any use after this week, except for maybe... Yeah, no more use. This Rufflet, this guy's Star, Mono Sausage, it has BFS, and it has a skill up nature. So definitely this will be probably a mainstay for our Cyan team for the foreseeable future, until we start getting some decent berry options going. I know its berry is pretty weak, but it's the best thing we have, so we use what we have. I'm not as picky as I would be on like my main accounts, given that we just need to get ourselves off the ground and start building area bonus and start getting some different things going. This Growlithe has nothing. Dreamstar bonus at 25, I guess, but that's not worth raising it to 25. Riolu. Almost done here. Riolu, 50, 75, has double skill trigger, but it's Riolu, it can't evolve on our account, so it's not finding use. I don't even know if we have really use for a Dreamshard Farmer, so, but I caught him because he was hungry, I believe, that day. Now this Palmy is really interesting here, because it has a skill trigger M, skill trigger S at 10 and 25 respectively, but with unfortunately a skill down nature. Skill down? Speed of help down nature. So, for this account, we really do want a healer, but let me kind of transition over here. I don't know how much use we can actually get out of this. Okay. So if you can kind of see here, I did run some calcs on it pretty early, and this guy, as he is now, is bringing in about 2 triggers a day. Yep. I took into account that we do have to check the energy because it's providing its own energy. If we were to evolve it, this is what it would look like, around 3 triggers a day. Ideally, the best we could, in theory, do, not the best, but like attainable best, is double trigger Curlia, which would sit in about 3.82 triggers a day. These guys really suffer from the fact they can't evolve, so it's like 4 triggers a day is like a god roll type of thing. So ideally, this is good. I'm not really sure if I should invest this just to have something early on, or if I should hold out for possibly an actual double trigger like this, since it will be a while before we get to Lapis and are able to start hunting Curlia in earnest. So I'll kind of mull it over. If you have any opinions on that, let me know. Okay, let's transition back. Yeah, so this is the Palmy. And then that was yesterday's catch. This morning's catch was an Igglybuff, which you did see this morning. So the Palmy is much better, so if we end up using anything, it will be that over this Igglybuff. Okay. Video is getting quite long, so I'll wrap it up in just a moment. But yeah, the Latias event. So how did that treat us? Pretty well, honestly. We were able to get a decent amount of Latias down, and we did end up buying a decent amount from the shop, including the main skill seed, a couple incense just to get the sleep styles, and then several of the handy candies, because we wanted to pump some guys up in order to get more berry stuff out of them and skill triggers. With the last of this down, we'll probably get a few more of the handy candies and probably 2 more biscuits, so those can convert into great biscuits from next week. And we'll likely save those for the Sandshrew events. I think it was announced maybe 2 or 3 nights ago Sandshrew is coming. So we only need 3 more. I might actually go ahead and try and get a nap in order to get these last 3 styles, to get this last 10%, because otherwise, yeah, our current max is 35. We're at 30 here on Greengrass. We would like to push this up to 45, so that way all 15% is going here instead of wasting 10% of it. So I think a nap is a really good idea. Otherwise, we could transfer it to Top Hollow again, but then Top Hollow is going into a similar issue next week. Anyways, for Sandshrew, the theory is it's going to be either corn, mushroom, or potatoes. I guess pumpkin's also a possibility, but I don't think they're wanting to make it too strong in the sense of giving it an A in pumpkins. So likely, I think it's going to be corn, which I wouldn't mind because we still are ways out from Stuffle. So having access to early coin could help us make some of those corn dishes. So that is the plan for next week. I guess we're going to Top Hollow to raise the area bonus further, and then Sandshrew the following week. Any other notes for this week? Yes, so I did get some feedback on holiday Pokemon. You know, Holiday Spheal, Holiday Pikachu, Holiday Eevee, and Primeape. Those Pokemon do evolve, but they don't evolve in the scope of this game at the current moment. And I asked in the first episode, should I use them, should I not use them? Some folks said, go ahead and use them. None of them are too particularly powerful that they're kind of breaking the spirit of this game. So I'll continue to think about it, but I think I'm leaning towards using them kind of going forward. Granted, it's not holiday time, so we won't see any of the holiday Pokemon until December, but potentially Mankey, Primeape, we might run into between now and whenever. But anyways, that more or less wraps up this episode of the Nursery. Likely, I will do an episode sometime next week, where we're at Top Hollow getting ready for that event. Probably raise up some of our fire types. Oh, nice, another Pokebiscuit. I do really enjoy all these achievements that you're able to kind of collect things slowly over time. I feel like as you get further along, they're a little more infrequent. I wish they would kind of add a few more, but early on, it's really nice to get a decent, steady supply of biscuits and whatnot. Yeah. So anyways, a bit of a longer episode, but thank you for watching. That was kind of the full recap of this event. Looking forward to how this account does as we continue moving forward. But if you enjoyed watching, feel free to like, subscribe if you want. I'm not really doing this for the subscribers, so it's up to you if you want to follow along. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And hope to see you next time. Okay, bye.